IVM.
Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with the show The Mandalorian. Did you know that the TV show Mandalorian was shot using a new technology called volume? Most science fiction shows are shot using a mixture of, this fake set and a green screen. And the green screen is used to add those fantastic sceneries and spaceships and planets that's happening. And these are added to the film later on when the shooting is completed. And I've used green screens as well on some of my YouTube videos. You'll see some crazy things happening behind me. That's all green screen stuff. However, this new technology used on the sets of The Mandalorian consists of a 20-foot tall and 75-foot across TV screen, one screen. And it's curved and it actually wraps around the actors by about 270 degrees. This huge TV screen gives that virtual backdrop to all the actors. And as the actors move and walk, so does the image on the screen. It's absolutely amazing and you must see how it's done on some YouTube videos. I remember the first time I went to a TV set. I think it was in America and I'd gone to a studio that was used for shooting Western films. Those cowboy movies. Where those two men stand in the middle of a small town and they draw their weapons and they shoot at each other. Where they say, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. And all those kind of things. I love those movies. However, when I went and saw the movie set, I was so disenchanted. The buildings were nothing more than simple, flimsy plywood. And only the fronts of the buildings were there. There was nothing at the back. It was all fake. And all I remember was feeling so cheated. It was just fake. And after that, of course, I've been to many, many movie sets. The reality being created is only what the camera sees. A viewer does not see the hundreds of lights and people and tripods and all that stuff. We only see what the camera allows us to see. We don't see the shouting and the screaming and the upset people before the camera starts rolling. What we see is fake, but we buy it like it is real. That's what makes movies and TV amazing. It takes us to a fantasy world, and a part of us believes that that is real. Now think about the lives we are living. The camera is how we show our lives to other people. Only what we allow the camera to record is what the rest of the world sees. Now ask yourself, do you share your reality on social media or in your display pictures? Don't you crop out parts of your life, parts of your body, things you don't want others to see, add filters, etc.? How much of your reality do you portray? Now remember, others are doing the same thing. As your habit coach, I want you to realize that we are now all living on a movie set. We only see elements of other people's lives that they want us to see. And then we judge ourselves basis what we see in their lives. This is because we see all the behind-the-scene actions in our lives, but not in theirs. We see the mess that we have, but not the mess they have. And today's podcast has two habits in it. Bonus. The first is that I want you to not judge your life basis the life of someone else that you see on social media. You do not know their reality. The second is to slowly keep showing your authentic self, even in front of the camera. Don't crop out your life. Don't hide the mess. Instead, clean up the mess. Imagine if your life was actually the way that you want to portray it. Wouldn't that be amazing? So your simple habit starts by not believing everything that you see on social media. Realize that most of it is a movie you're watching and not reality. The second simple habit starts by maybe not editing your life. Instead, work on your life. Work on improving your life. Using all the habits that we discuss on this podcast, improve your life so that someday you no longer have to edit it, you no longer have to filter it, you no longer have to crop it. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, author-director Neeti Sharma talks about her new book Invictus, The Jungle That Made Me. On Getting Meta with Chuck, Meeta Malhotra, founder and editor of The Hard Copy, tells us how not to be scared of making mistakes. Sheila Diti and myself talked to the CEO of MX Player, Karan Bedi, about his vision for his company on Shunya One. On Know Your Kanun, Amber introduces us to law search engines and how to use them with Indian Kanun founder Sushank Sinha. And on Tere Mere Raaste, Keshav travels to the abandoned city of Fatehpur Sikri. Do follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you enjoyed this show or any of our shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the word about a podcast. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Ciet Cred, Bank of Baroda, Quarter, CoinSwitch, Kuber, and Intuit India. We really do appreciate the support. You are what makes this possible.
What if you could relive some of the biggest and most public feuds in Indian corporate history?
Peer back through the window of time to see who among HUL or Nirma stood on top.
Or who was more dominant between Tata Motors and Maruti Suzuki?
Tune in with me, Ambi Parmeshwaran.
And me, Anupam Gupta, on Bank of Baroda presents The Last Brand Standing,
where we talk about two brands vying for the top position.
And what their journeys were.
Every Tuesday on the IVM Podcast app or website.
Or wherever you get your podcast from.